just different.
Yeah, you already know what it is. Pure money, baby. I keep a couple in the bag, homie, I ain't gotta brag. Even when the hater try to doubt me, I just got another contract. Watch the dollars follow back. Let me tell you one thing about me. Said I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Okay, I like my money pure. I said I like my money pure. Oh no, I like my money pure. The bag is secure. Yeah, I like my money pure. I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Come and hang with the gang. Get some free game added to your mainframe. Gotta keep your mind sharp, we gotta maintain. And it's even better when the squad on the same thing. Steady swishing on the competition. We ain't tripping about the opposition. We on a mission and we got a vision. People in need, we believe we got it like I give a couple in the bag, homie, I ain't gotta brag. Even when the hater try to doubt me, I just got another contract. Watch the dollars follow back. Let me tell you one thing about me. Said I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Okay, I like my money pure. Said I like my money pure. Oh no, I like my money pure. The bag is secure. Yeah, I like my money pure. I like my money pure. I like my money. Been slept on, money never stepped on. We increasing positivity until the stress gone. Satan tried to hold the squad back, but we kept on. We ain't making this up, no Revlon. I ain't trying to make you blush, but this a highlight. We send the high vibes, homie, this a high life. We rising far above the game, that's a flyby. But we still connected to the source, that's that Wi-Fi. Reception, now we answer the call. This squad taking questions and we answer them all. We don't wanna see you fall, we wanna see you ball. We all gon' eat with the peeps, we gon' feed them all. Couple in the bag, homie, I ain't gotta brag. Even when the hater try to doubt me, I just got another contract. Watch the dollars follow back. Let me tell you one thing about me. I said I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Okay, I like my money pure. I said I like my money pure. Oh no, I like my money pure. The bag is secure. Yeah, I like my money pure. I like my money pure. I like my money pure.
Hey, what's going on, good people? I hope that everybody is having a good start to their week here. Today, we're going to be talking about government contracting 101 for the federal government. Yes, there are 3 different levels to government contracting. There's federal, state, and local government. Again, today, we're going to be focusing on how do you master the art of starting out with federal government contracting. The beauty about talking about the federal government is, money starts with them. They spend the most money out of everybody in the world. There's no customer larger than the federal government. And it doesn't matter where you're located at in America or if you're overseas as well. But you're capable of doing business with the federal government. They don't have as many rules as far as if you were working with state government. Some states, depending on where your business is located, you may be lower on the chart of doing business with them, so you never get any business done. Well, with the federal government, you can do contract opportunities that are located in Texas and you live in California or any something of that nature. So understand that this is an opportunity for anybody. As long as you're willing to read and comprehend, then you can do business with this customer. And I'm going to break it down in a very simplistic way. You have to get rid of any factors that you may be doubting yourself or telling yourself why you can't do it. I promise if you just listen to what I'm telling you, every single one of you guys can be capable of working with the federal government. So make sure that you hit that like button, that subscribe button, share this out with 3 other entrepreneur business owners that need to hear about how to get started working with the federal government in their business so they don't miss out on this information here. Also, before we get started, don't forget, put in the comments where you are tuning in from. You never know. who's listening on replay or listening on live. It's a perfect opportunity to network there as well as put in there, I am a millionaire. We can't get and achieve your goals that you have or vision that you have for yourself if you don't believe that you can become a millionaire. So when we type that in there, it's not for me, it's actually for you. I need you to believe that you can do it so we can get out there and make it happen. That's how simple this is. And honestly, that's how simple government contracting is. There's going to be a bunch of people. I mean, a bunch of people when I start talking about government contracting that are going to stay on the sideline looking at what's going on and asking questions and keep trying to dot I's and cross T's before they get started. And I'm telling you right now, you can listen to me until you're blue in the face. You can write down, pages and pages of notes in this industry. But if you never jump out there and get started, then it's not going to work for you. And it's kind of this scenario. I can't remember what I was listening to the other day, but they were talking about building the plane as the plane is flying. And honestly, that's what this space is going to be. If you're not a person that's willing to build a plane while a plane is in the air, it's not going to work out. And the beauty about what I'm telling you, most planes, when they get in the air, they got an autopilot GPS system anyway. So you just got to believe that this plane, which is you, can be built while it's in the air. Trust me. And that's your business. We are going to build it while you are flying because you don't know everything yet. It's stuff that I don't know yet. I'm still learning. I've been in business for 11 years. There's different hurdles and things that come up that I still have to get myself educated on. So I'm telling you right now, don't discount yourself. Don't put doubts and fears in your mind. You can make it happen if you do. And the only way that you can do in government contracting, there's only one way that you can do, and that's to submit a proposal or to submit a quote. If you're not doing one of those two, then you are not trying to do government contracting. You can't have a fear that I'm going to do something wrong, because guess what? As you're flying this plane in government contracting and you do something incorrect, you just don't win the contract, which is fine. At least we can learn what we did wrong, so the next opportunity that comes up, we can correct our mistakes. But I promise you, the people that sit on the sideline just, I don't know what they're doing on the sideline, but you're never going to figure out what I'm talking about in this industry by not hitting that submit button. But anyways, let's get ready to dive into this thing here. First and foremost, I want to know how many of you guys have ever submitted a proposal to the government. Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever submitted an opportunity. Put a 2 in the chat if, it's just something that you've never, ever done before. Now, I've been in this industry again for 11 years. I've done it on all levels, from prime contracting, subcontracting, consulting, and helping other people win, being on the right teams. You name it, I've done it. I enjoy the consulting side of government contracting, mainly because I don't have to be responsible for everything. We do currently have some prime contracts, as well as we got some subcontracts at this moment. But the consultancy has just been, the best to me. I'm able to get, certain percentages of the contract awards that I plug other companies in and say, hey, you can do the work. I have a customer. Let's put this together and make it happen. And yes, they make more money than me, but they have to execute the contract for the 5 years to get all of their money, opposed to once we sign those papers, I want my money right now and I can go move on to the next project and do this all over again. So there's so many different levels that you can enter this space in, but the more that you can learn about this customer, the better you can figure out, how you want to enter into the game here. Okay. So the first thing that we got to understand is, in order to do government contracting with the federal government, is you're going to have to know a couple of sites. And the main site that we really need to understand is SAM.gov. You cannot do federal government contracting if your business has not been registered here in SAM.gov. So SAM.gov is going to look a little like this. When you do get here, all you want to do is make sure that you come over here and click on Get Started. Now, I'm going to assume that you have already started your business, that you filed the stuff with the state and the IRS. You got an EIN number and all that. I'm going to make that assumption. You do not have to have that set up to do government contracting as well. You can absolutely do this as a sole proprietor too. But, I teach you guys how to generate wealth. So I'm not even going to go down the alley of allowing you to set yourself up raggedy from the start. We plan to be millionaires, so let's just get it done correctly. Get your LLC or S corp. I'm not here to teach you about those aspects, but once you get your company, you're going to come here, click on Get Started, and I promise you guys this: all you have to do is read and answer the questions that it's asking you. It's pretty straightforward. If for some reason it's taking you a while to get approved on here, chances are the address that you have for your business, that address, you need to pull it off exactly how it was sent for your business in the IRS documents or for your articles of incorporation and things. Then it needs to be the exact same address, the same way that you had it out, as well as like your business name and things of that nature. So if you have your business name like Malmar L.C. Well, you need to make sure that's exactly how it's put in here too. Right? You can't forget the dots then. Same thing with the address. If you spelled road out before and now you're putting RD, like, it won't match up. It won't sync correctly. Everything's got to be exactly how it was on the registration form. So you should have the registration form. Make sure that you're putting that address in your business name the exact same way. The other thing that you're going to want to watch out here for is no virtual addresses. We need physical addresses. You can absolutely utilize your home. I'm not going to dive into that too, what other people are talking about, but your address can be in your house. I will tell you up front, this is all going to become public information. So, if you're one of those fearful people who allow, the outside noise to scare you, yes, somebody can look up your business, find your home address, and blah, blah, blah. But anybody can find your home address anyways if they wanted to in today's time. So that's why I'm telling you, don't put that fear in your mind. Don't allow someone else's fear to stop your blessings. And I'm trying to tell you, if you want to have your business at your house right now, you can run this business in your house and still win millions of dollars in federal government contracting. It will not impact it at all. If you do go get an office, just make sure it's not a virtual address and it can't be a shared space. So you can't use like a WeWork, right? Unless you get a dedicated office inside of WeWork, meaning nobody else can come in and out of your office. You got a specific address to your office. Like if it's 304 Pennsylvania Ave, yours will be Suite 102, right? It's direct to you. Nobody else can come in that door, then that's okay. But again, the key is it can't be virtual. It needs to be physical. And you can think outside of the box too. So if you got a friend that already has a company with an office, maybe you rent office space from them, right? They could give you a closet. And I'm joking, but I'm being truthful too, right? They could take a closet, put a name tag outside of the door that has your company name on it. And if the closet has a phone line that runs into it, you can get in there and sit down. By all means, that could be your office location. It didn't say that it had to be big enough to house, 5-10 employees there. So these are ways that you can get past some of the, requirements that may be wrecking through your mind and stopping you from moving forward. But again, those are the keys to getting yourself registered right here. Once you get yourself registered here, you can do federal government contracting. It's just that simple, right? I don't want to, tell you that you got to have all these certifications or any of that. No, that's extra to put on top to make government contracting a little more simplified, right? It lowers the competition when we have those certifications and whatnot, but they don't have anything to do with you having the opportunity of winning a contract. So once we get here and we get our unique entity ID number, this UEID, you're ready to start going to go bid at opportunities. Now, some opportunities may have a requirement that it is a veteran-owned business that wins this contract, a women-owned business that wins this contract. That could be true. That means you can't do it if you don't have that certification. Move on or strategically figure out how you can get involved with that. But if you can't, move on and find an opportunity that's not asking requirements of certifications that you don't have. Because I'm telling you, once you're registered in the system, you can start doing government contracting. We just got to be here in this SAM.gov system. All right. All of your contract opportunities as well will come on SAM. Well, I don't want to say all of them. Okay. I always say that and mess up. Not majority, a nice piece of contracts will be displayed on SAM.gov. So it's more than just getting your company registered here. There's also tons of research information that you could look on SAM.gov by going to the data bank or whatnot. But if you click right here on search and then you change this to contract opportunities, you can actually come down here and, find all of your different contracts. Now, I'll get deeper into what you need here in a second to get a better understanding of this. But again, we got to get registered here first. Now, the next site that I want you guys to be familiar with here is SBA.gov. Now, before I dive in deeper, remember to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this out with 3 other entrepreneurs and business owners so they can figure out how to do federal government contracting as well. If you're on Instagram and you want a bigger view, you can click the link in my bio and join me over here on YouTube Live so you can actually see the full screen. We are here Tuesday through Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time zone going over business and mindset on Tuesdays. Wednesdays is dedicated to government contracting. And Thursdays, we talk about specific softwares that can help you along your journey of small business. We are diving in today on government contracting 101 with the federal government. If you have any questions at any time, feel free to put them in the chat and I will answer all questions before we do get out of here this evening. Now, SBA.gov, it needs to be everybody's friend. The real reason why the SBA.gov needs to be everybody's friend is because the title, SBA, Small Business Administration. It is built for small businesses. Yes, it is a government entity, but I promise you guys this, the SBA's sole purpose is to fight for us. People hate seeing the SBA on emails and things of that nature because they're the law. So, they're pretty much your lawyer. And I'm just giving you guys, a scenario. They're like your lawyer for defense in the courtroom. Not literally, but, when it comes to talking to the federal government and holding them to the standards of working with small business, this is where the SBA comes in play. They understand the rules and regulations and what must happen, because without our small businesses, our economy will fail. And this is going to be, one of your friends in this process. So we're always going to meet the folks at the SBA and build those relationships up. But for you guys that are getting started, the reason why, outside of what I just said, the SBA, you want to build those relationships with is, well, they have everything that you need to know about running your business for anything, honestly. It really doesn't matter. But since we're talking about federal contracting, we're going to talk about this tab right here. If you come click on federal contracting, it will pretty much essentially tell you everything that you're going to need in order to do federal contracting. And if I come right here, you can assess your business and find out if you're truly ready for government contracting. Now, even if you come through here and you don't understand what it means when it's assessing your business, or the numbers are so large and it's scary, I'm telling you right now, as long as you can sell, okay, so a product or service, if you can sell it, if you've been selling it online from coaching to maybe you do door-to-door plumbing in your neighborhood, or maybe you have some consulting services or a course that you set up on the internet that you've been selling. If you've been doing that, you're ready for government contracting. I don't care what you read right here. I don't care what nobody says on this internet. I'm telling you, you're ready for government contracting. You may not be ready to do $50 million government contracting, but you can absolutely do a $500,000 contract, a $50,000 contract, a $2 million contract. And as you learn how to handle that, you will eventually learn how to do $10 million contracts, $25 million contracts. And it is something that is feasible. I'm not telling you something that's not real. This is just how it operates. So when you go through here, understand, the words and things that they throw out here, these numbers, is not to scare you away or say that you can't do it. It's just, the stuff that they put there. But as long as you're a person and a human being that has started a business, you're a small business at that moment. So we can assess our business. And then, of course, you can come over here and look at, what does it say? Basic requirements. Basic requirements, you got to get a proper registration. The size standard is to make sure you're not too big, not that you're too small. It just want to make sure that you're not already a multimillionaire. That's what they mean when they're talking too big. So if you're not a multimillionaire at this moment, trust me, you're fitting the size standards. Did you register for SAM.gov like I told you? Making sure you maintain compliance, and cybersecurity requirements is new things that they're incorporating because, of course, they have to try to protect their systems as we enter it to try to do government contracting. When it comes to getting paid and things of that nature, you have to enter into their ecosystem. So they want to make sure that, you're getting an understanding of how to protect yourself and your data in your business before you touch their systems, because they keep getting hacked. So they are coming out with cybersecurity requirements, and this is nothing but processes and procedures. Like, do you change your password? Is it in the documentation of, operating your business that you require your employees? And this is just stuff in writing. Even if you don't have employees, you got to remember you are always an employee to your company. You always need to separate yourself. There's a company and then there's you. Yes, you own the company, but anytime you do work for this company that you own, you're doing it as a worker, an employee to the company. So when you read things talking about it needs to be for all employees, technically, if it's just you, you are the employee that's abiding by the rules, right? So when you write up the document that says all employees must change their password every 30 days or whatnot, well, it's for you, but it will also be the standard as you bring people on into your business. So that's what they mean when we're going to be going through those cybersecurity requirements right there. And mainly the cybersecurity is for the DoD sector. It's trickling into all of the other agencies. So if you're not planning to win contracts with the DoD, which is kind of like a separate branch of the government, they have their own red tape. We got to do all of this stuff, and then we got to learn how to work with DoD. If you don't plan to be in that space, then, possibly you're not going to have to worry about the cybersecurity requirements for right now. Okay, there's just a FYI, but honestly, at the end of the day, let's just get ourselves, updated the correct way. And you can read through that stuff on SBA.gov. The other thing that you're going to notice right here on this federal contracting is all of the certification stuff. Yes, we talk about certifications, women-owned, hub zones, veteran-owned businesses. You can actually come right here and you can learn about what the requirements are in order to obtain that certification. All right. Now, you can have business partners. So let's say that, there's 3 partners in your business and everybody has 33% ownership. Well, if they're all women, then you can go get a women-owned business. But if there's only one of them that's a woman and the other 2 are men, well, you can't get that women-owned business certification unless the one lady that is a owner has 51% or more ownership of the business and the other 2 partners split the rest. Then, yes, you can go get the women-owned certification. But the key to this is whoever is 51% or more primary owner of the business, they can get the certification. So if it's 2 partners and both of them have 50-50 business percentage, then they both need to be able to be veterans in order to get the veteran-owned certification. So just keep that in mind. These are strategies that you could think about as you're building your business. A lot of the women-owned businesses, hint, 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 a lot of the women-owned businesses are really being ran and operated by their husbands. And they're utilizing the women-owned certification. Now, that's not supposed to be how it's done. I'm telling you guys straight up, that is not how they wanted it to be when they created these programs. But unfortunately, this is what people are utilizing for strategic approaches. The women-owned business was very, very hot. The first 4 years of Biden and, Obama and whatnot, they were harping on women-owned businesses. If the Republicans get into office, veteran-owned businesses may be the next hot thing. And again, we're not here to argue or whatnot. Every political party has their own agenda. I'm telling you, you just pivot with whatever leadership is talking about. So, a veteran-owned business is hot. That does not mean that they're not going to be spending in women-owned business. They have to, right? They just may be putting more funding to veteran-owned opposed to, if it's a 3% requirement that goes to women-owned businesses, they may have been doing something like 10% before. Well, the other political party will come in and say, no, we're going back to 3% of women-owned businesses, and the extra money will go to like veteran-owned businesses or something of that nature. So that's just a strategic thing, a strategy thing, but all certifications will get a set-aside amount of opportunities no matter what, right? Mentor proteges and joint ventures. Again, the government is very, very aware that this is an industry of partnering. So they understand that you're going to have teaming situations for some contracts where, I could just say this is my team and we could utilize past performance and experience, and we could call this like Team Almar, that will be the prime and the subcontractor, and all we have is a teaming agreement. And it will explain in the RFP, the request for proposal, how I can go about moving forward strategically. If it tells me things like I can't utilize my subcontractor's past performance, and I know I need that past performance in order to get this project, well, that means I can't do a teaming agreement, right? Because technically it's two separate entities. And they told me in the RFP, they don't care about the other entity. They just care about the prime. You could have a subcontractor, but we're not going to acknowledge any of the work that they've done. So that's going to be on you. So how do I get past that? Because I need their experience. Well, I had to do a joint venture. A joint venture is like a marriage, right? We're bringing both parties together and we're becoming one. So again, they get this. Most companies aren't going to want to do a joint venture if it ain't lucrative, right? So I'm not going to do a joint venture with you. I'm not going to take the time to do the paperwork or whatnot. And we're talking about $1 million opportunity. That's a waste of my time, right? But if we're talking about a $50 million opportunity or a $100 million opportunity, well, now it makes sense. The joint venture, I can understand. And we could have 5 parties in the joint venture, 3 parties, 4 parties that all come together and sit at the table and become one company. And now that one company has everybody's past performance experience, and it looks like the mighty company, right? And it can now look like $100 million company because we got all the companies put together under one entity. And they'll be registered in SAM.gov too if you do the joint venture. So the joint venture will take on its own name. It'll have its own ID. So when it gets awarded contracts, that joint venture will get the contracts. And what I will tell you when it comes to joint ventures, it's just like the certifications, right? So, if you are looking for a women-owned joint venture, it's the same thing. In the bylaws or whatnot of the joint venture, the business that is the women-owned business needs to have 51% or more ownership in order for that joint venture to be a women-owned joint venture. So if there's 3-4 companies in there, you want women-owned, well, again, 51% or more ownership of the joint venture needs to be women-owned companies. And then you can utilize that. You'll see a big strategy in the joint venture will be with the 8A program. They'll utilize 2 factors here. They'll utilize the mentor protege program. So in the SBA 8A program, most times you're looking for a mentor that's doing 10 times better than you. Chances are you could get a mentor that's about to graduate out of the 8A program. So they can sub to you. There's a strategy of working right there. But what's going to usually happen is you're going to get the mentor. You're going to become a joint venture with the mentor that's already doing $100 million. That joint venture is going to be an 8A joint venture that now has over $100 million capacity through that joint venture. And now you can go win larger 8A contracts by utilizing your mentor, okay, that is also your joint venture person. So now you can mix and mingle money. You can mix and mingle experience because the mentor relationship allows this. The joint venture doesn't allow you to mix and mingle money and things. And when I say mix and mingle, I mean like, if I need $100,000 to support me on this project, my mentor can help me out with that. A joint venture, we can't do that, right? So since they are a mentor and we have a joint venture, well, now they can help me out and I can utilize all of their past performance. I mean, the sky's the limit. So this, again, is just a strategy. This doesn't stop anybody from doing government contracting. So as you read this stuff, understand, I'm already registered in SAM.gov. I can do contracting. This just makes it a little bit easier as you go approach competition, because this is a competitive space. You don't just win contracts because you showed up today because you heard a guy on the internet saying that contracts is available for you. No, we compete. All right. So this could eliminate competition. It could, make it so you have absolutely no competition and get directly awarded contracts. So understand the strategic approach that you could utilize with these certs to make this a little bit easier for you. That's all. But they do not win any type of government contracts. So now that we've gotten that out the way, we're registered in SAM.gov. We're understanding the SBA. The last thing that I want to show you here under the SBA is you could actually come here and they have a bunch of assistance too. So you guys don't have to pay me for my resources or whatnot. But chances are you'll be back. I love the SBA and the things that they have going on, but sometimes, quite a bit of the time, you're going to be talking to somebody that's telling you how to run $100 million business, but they've never ran $1 million business. So sometimes the stuff that they say, they're just reading scripts and they have absolutely no idea about really running and operating a business. So just, you got to be mindful of that. But by all means, that don't mean that we don't go talk to them. I told you, we always build relationships with the SBA. So even if I know everything about this, I'm still building my relationship. So I can come here and click on counseling and help. And again, they have resources right here that will direct you to things like the PTAC program, or you have a procurement center representative around you that understands procurement with the government. That should be a word that you pay attention to. Procurement is what will be utilized in this space a lot. So you could find your support and whatnot, especially for my people that are just getting started out and you have like basic 101 things, opposed to paying people and stressing yourself out. You could come here and waste their time. And the reason why I say waste their time, because the majority of the people, I don't know what it is about this industry, but it just scares you away as you start reading and you don't follow through. And then you start blaming other people. So come waste their time. They're completely for free. They'll sit here and breathe on the phone with you and answer questions, the basic over and over, how do I get started questions. They'll keep answering the how do I get started script over and over and over for you. And you don't have to pay them one single dime, so you don't have to feel like anybody's trying to cheat you out of anything. It's all right here, okay? And I, again, have absolutely no problem sharing this stuff with you. The other thing that you could do is come over here on SBA.gov and come over to local assistance. If you come right here to local assistance, you're going to see your SCORE programs, your SBDC. If you're in the veteran business, they got women business centers. They have everything right here to support people who want to support themselves. But again, keep in mind that these are people at work, not business owners. They're workers, which it's always funny to me. I don't know how workers can teach somebody how to run a business, but they get paid to do this thing. And I will tell you this, some of these programs like a PTAC program or a SCORE program, they do contract out to business owners to teach you this information sometimes. So sometimes you could run across good people. I don't know who you're going to talk to. That's why I'm telling you it's important that we build the relationships, because it really doesn't matter. They're on the other side. They have a voice. They got network that, you will not be able to obtain without them. Okay. So now that we understand SBA.gov to the T, we're registered in SAM.gov. In order to become wealthy in this industry, any fool can win a contract. Majority people don't last because, again, I told you a fool could win a contract, but, the smart person can stay in the game for multiple years. And the way to go about doing this is, your market research. So it's two sites, fpds.gov and usaspending.gov. Both of these sites right here will show what the federal government is spending. They have to show what they're spending because this is our tax paying dollars. So the money they spend needs to be public information because we gave them this money through our taxes. So we can track where the money is being spent at, because if they spent it with them one time, they're going to spend it with them again. And if you can just understand, okay, well, this is the customer that's spending this money at this time frame, I can prepare myself that they're going to spend the money with me next time. Or one of my favorite things, every president has an agenda. So every budget has new money for new problems. That means nobody has ever been at the table. I can't come to usaspending.gov and see where that money's being spent because it's a new issue. So that gives room for new people to sit at the table, and that's where I can start to show up. But if I understand my customer, chances are they've tried to solve that problem before. They've spent money towards that problem before. So if I can do my research, I can get ahead of the game. And now when I go present myself in front of the customer, they can get an understanding that I know them. I understand their problem. And now they can figure out how to strategically obtain my services, whether it's utilizing a certification for a direct award so we don't have competition, or they put certain verbiage out there so when it gets out to the public to, procure this opportunity, that the requirements scare everybody away but you, right? It's called shaping or molding the contract. That's what we call it. So we end up essentially writing the contract for the government before they put it out because we got ahead of it ahead of time. All right. All of this is done through research. If you're not willing to research, then again, chances are I'm pretty sure you're not going to last in the game too long. So you can come right here, search award data, and you can find all of the contracts that have been spent. Now, what I will tell you is most larger contracts are going to be on 5-year terms. So majority of the time you'll win a contract. Your base year you'll get awarded for, and then you got 4 option years after that, which will equal 5 years. So if you come look back, if we're in, whether you know it or not, the fiscal year is about to end for the government. It ends at the end of September. So we're approaching that. So they'll be in fiscal year 2025 come October. So we need to be looking at what got spent in 2020 to understand what's about to come down the pipeline for 2025. Now, there will be new opportunities, especially depending on what president comes into play. But there will be new opportunities that they will put out on something called a forecast, where we can see what new opportunities are coming out. But chances are, all of these older opportunities right here, you'll be able to, utilize and see. So if, HHS spent 1.67 trillion in 2020, chances are that they're spending way more than 1.67 trillion come 2025. But I can take a look and track it down and see, okay, well, CMS under HHS was spending that majority money. NIH is spending, 26 billion. In 2024, they spent 60 billion, right? So I can click on here and get a better understanding of where my money lies. Once I put together the agencies that got my money, this is all I want to do. So let's say I say, well, FDA has my money. Well, I need to come over here to Google and I need to put in here, well, that didn't pull up right. FDA, you could put the federal, whatever, small business. And it's going to take me to the small business website of the customer of FDA. The government is not one entity. It's all of these different shops under it. Getting through SAM.gov was the basics. Now I need to understand who's spending my money so I can figure out how do I work with them. Well, every one of them agencies have a small business department. I need to start building my relationships with that small business department. Now, the beauty about this is we're going to do our research first. So when we go talk to this small business department, we're talking to them about previously awarded things because we plan to be one of their contractors that they use in 2025. So we're trying to figure out who are the key players that we need to talk to. We're ensuring that the opportunity is going to come out again. We're getting an understanding of the language that our customer uses so we can present ourselves correctly. We're getting an understanding of how they like to acquire contracts. Maybe they like using women-owned small businesses more than anybody else. So I have to strategically figure out how do I position myself to be in a women-owned space as a male-owned company. Well, it's joint ventures and partnerships. That's how I do that. So do I give myself enough time to put all of that together before the stuff hits the streets? This is how you do it. You can blind bid and throw stuff over the fence by all means. I told you a fool can win a contract, so you can absolutely do that and win an opportunity. But the relationships is going to be what keeps you in this industry forever. If I build my relationships up with the small business departments, I told you, that is how you fight. They are your voice of reasoning. So now we understand the customer, they got our money, and that's all we are focusing on. All right. FPDS is kind of the same thing, right? And keywords is great to, dive into a deeper understanding of finding these contracts. But what I will tell you, the government is not always good with their search engines and keywords. Okay. So I'm just going to put in 5415119, a NAICS code. A NAICS code is going to be something that you absolutely need to be familiar with. This is how the government sorts through all of their opportunities. So this is a tech NAICS code. There's more than one, but I just put this in here. FPDS will pull up all of the contract opportunities. Now, the reason that I don't like this is because this kind of lies to you. It says the top 10 departments. Well, it's not true because this information is pulling all the way back from 1981. So it could be giving you false information, 1998 contracts, which, this has absolutely nothing to do with what's going on in 2024. So you're going to have to learn how to sort and shift through this stuff to make this data give you a story that you can utilize. So changing this to like date signed, well, now I can see the contracts that are coming up here at the top. But again, this stuff over here on the left-hand side is lies because it's not really what's going on at this time. Now, in order to get more info when you see a contract, we have to click on view here. Once we click on view, this is where we can start getting a better understanding of, when the contract is going to be completed, how much did they set aside for this contract? And I'll tell you, if you're going to go bid again, there's no way that this contract is going to come back at $270,000 for the next time it's bidding. Inflation and all of this other stuff doesn't allow for the price to be at $270,000. It shouldn't be lower. It should only keep going up. So this is why I don't like taking these prices when people tell you guys look at this pricing tells you absolutely nothing unless we know I won't do 270,000. It's got to be greater than that. That's about the only thing that is going to tell me, but it's not going to help you, put together your pricing model at all. We get a lot of the information of what the agency is, right? The funding agency, the people who are putting the money. When you guys go through my GovCon University, I get deeper and teach you about, all of this search stuff. But I could find the company that won the contract. Okay, I can get all of their unique entity ID information that I could pull up. They got their address, their phone number, and things of that nature. I can see that they were a minority-owned business, so I can get an understanding that this probably may be a minority-owned contract. I can see that they got an 8A certification as well. I can see that this contract was a firm fixed price contract, so that means that the price had to be exact, all right? I can see where the place of performance was. It's here in Prince George's County, so I know I need to make sure I got personnel that can do this job located in Prince George's County if it was a physical thing, not virtual. I can get the NAICS code that they put out under there. I can get kind of, some people fill out the description or whatnot. Some don't, but hopefully you can get an understanding of what the requirement is through the description. I can see that this contract was full and open after exclusion. So that means that it was set aside for a small business, but if none of them responded, then it could be full and open for anybody else. It just so happens that a service disabled veteran-owned small business set aside this was for. It utilized something called a GWAC, which is a GSA schedule. I know in order to get this opportunity, I have to be on this GSA schedule. I can see 5 people submitted towards this opportunity. So if I plan to go after it next time around, there's going to be 6 people because it's me. So I personally don't like those odds. I don't like losing. That's me. I had to learn this. So I don't go after opportunities that got more than 2 people right here because I'll be number 3. That gives me a 33% chance. I don't like going any lower than that, right? So once I get to 4 people, I don't like 25% odds of me winning. So this is something that I just pay attention to get a better understanding of contracts that I want to go after. Now, here's the kicker, guys. I showed you guys all of those tools, but we have a tool called SB Money Flow that can help out with all of this stuff. If you come and log in here, you come down to GovCon Marketplace. When you get to your GovCon Marketplace, you're going to go ahead and log in. Now, again, I showed you guys the free tools that you can utilize to do this, but I'm a person of investing in yourself. I'm with tech. So all of that research that I just showed you right there, you put your NAICS codes in right here and we'll do the research for you. We'll tell you the top 10 agencies at just a click of a button that are spending your money. We'll show you the top 10 companies that are getting awarded your money so you can potentially partner with them. Every large company, Booz Allen, Khaki, Deloitte, let me show you something. They're just like the government to me. They have rules and regulations that they have to work with small businesses too. So I can put Deloitte Consulting small business the same way I did the government. And now I can see how does Deloitte work with small businesses because I got to meet them where they're at. I need to get through their gate of working and partnering with small businesses. So hopefully they can become my mentor and we can do some joint ventures together. And trust me, Deloitte ain't trying to do no $2 million opportunities. They want to do this for hundreds of millions of dollars. So the software is quickly going to be able to show you this so you can click on them, get an understanding. And again, for somebody like Deloitte or something, I'm going to advise you to go to their website and figure out how to do small businesses. But now I can see all of the awards that they're winning, right? I can get an understanding of their customer is the EPA. So if I want to really work with them, I should probably stay in their lane, right? So we're capable of doing all of this very quickly at, again, just a click of a button for you guys. So I could come back here and say, okay, well, I need to look at fiscal year 2020 because 2025 is coming up. And I could see exactly what was going on in 2020, right? And get a better view of that. Now, we built this so you can consult to other companies too. I told you I love consulting. So technically you could come here and put whatever NAICS code is for the company that you want to work with and let this do the research so you can go present yourself to those companies and get yourself a pretty nice check because you have access to software and they don't. The other thing that you could do here for all of those federal contract opportunities, again, we can come sort here a whole lot faster, a whole lot smoother, and find those federal government contract opportunities that were on SAM.gov so we can utilize it in our tools. The other beauty is we have all those businesses where we can come research right here. And, out of over 122,000 companies that's registered in SAM.gov, only 75,000 of them are active, which means they're doing actual business. 47,000 of them are just onlookers and wasting everybody's time. But let's say I need a women-owned business. I can come right here, click on women-owned businesses. And the best thing to do is to build a relationship with businesses in your backyard. Well, I'm telling you right now, the odds of $100 million business taking time out to talk to you is going to be slim to none unless you go through their small business portal. But I want to do stuff right now. So I'm looking at businesses that make between $1 million and $10 million and maybe less than $1 million. I'll put that in there. But, this is going to show people making $10,000 and I ain't got time for that. But the people that are making $1 million between 10, well, they want to make 50. And I'm going to be an X factor in helping them get to 50. So I'm going to look right there. And then I'm going to come down here. And, I always say you can shake hands and kiss babies with people that are next to you. So I'm going to come down and find my state of like Georgia. And now I got 363 companies opposed to 75,000 that are doing work for what I do and making the type money that I want. Now, the next thing is I want to say, I live in Atlanta. So let me look at the companies in Atlanta. And now this company that's making $2 million, I'm pretty sure that they want to get to $10 million. I'm going to click on here, find all of their contact information. Hopefully it's filled out with their phone number. I can see that they're a women-owned business and things of that nature. And I'm going to start the process of building a relationship with them. Just that simple. Now, we've simplified this of helping you build the relationship with them because, you guys suck at following up. And we have a tool right here, again, SB Money Flow that, you can come right in here and, you could essentially set up, whatever marketing campaign is that you want for these individuals. And you can let the tool automatically send the emails out. Capture this information and put it on, your pipeline so you could see what's going on and you could follow up with individuals, right? You have a GovCon CRM that you can actually come right here and you could see, different opportunities and move them along, whether it's submitted or in progress or whatnot, so you don't lose track of what's going on. And this is going to be the X factor of helping you become a millionaire. The difference between companies that stay in the game or not, honestly, it's the systems that they got in place. SB Money Flow is equipped that you won't need any other systems. Majority people got too many systems because they need everything to talk. This one software, you won't need anything else and it talks. So we'll dive into that more tomorrow when it comes to utilizing systems and tools. Instagram, you're about to get cut off. Once again, if you want to continue to watch, you can click the link in my bio and join me on YouTube. If you guys have any questions, by all means, you could put them in the chat. I will go through and answer your questions here now. I want you to drop a money sign down in the chat if you did pick up anything that I put down for you guys today. Once again, we are here Tuesday through Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. going over on Wednesday's government contracting information. Don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and share this video out with 3 other entrepreneurs, business owners that you know need to learn more about government contracting. That's just different. All right, let me dive in here and see if I have any questions that I did not answer here. What's going on? I see we got my guy Robert in the building. I got to give a big kudos to Robert again because he is out there crushing it. He just got awarded another government contract. He's in the lawn care industry. He's killing it with state contracting down there in Jacksonville, Florida. So again, kudos to you, Robert, and much blessings, continued growth towards your family. You've been an amazing person to the community, man. Keep knocking it out. How you doing? Also, when you guys join us in our community, everybody can actually, let me come back over here. You can stay updated with us by going to dollarstocents.com, clicking on this community tab, and it will put you in our community completely for free so you can stay updated with things that we got going on and meet amazing people like Robert in the community as well. So join us over there. And we do have a special going on for the month of July. You guys can go to sbmoneyflow.com, that software that I was showing you. And when you get the Elevate plan of SB Money Flow, we're going to give you access to GovCon Cheat Codes University. It's going to teach you everything that you need to know about government contract. We're going to include that, so you're not going to have to pay for it separate. We're also going to give you the full access to Pure Money AI. We have AI to help you along this process of government contracting. You're going to get that included as well when you get the Elevate plan of SB Money Flow just for the month of July. And last but not least, we're giving away these money cards when you get the Elevate plan. And these will be your digital networking cards. You guys could take a look at what it looks like. Let me see if I can get my camera to stop blurring this thing. I guess I can't. There it goes. So you'll have these digital business cards and you'll be able to tap phones, when you're out there in the streets networking. And this will end up pulling up all of your contact information and making it real easy for you to exchange contact info. And you'll be able to automate things, which is pretty dope. So you'll get access to that as well. You just got to pay the shipping and handling for me to send it out to you. But we're including all of this when you get the Elevate plan of SB Money Flow for the month of July. So go to sbmoneyflow.com. Join our program so you can start accessing these government contracts and exceeding at a very high level there. Deshanti, when you guys join our community, Deshanti is one of our admins in here doing an amazing job with helping us all out. I appreciate you guys, but you'll probably be hearing from her as she's been helping us out. So shout outs to you, Deshanti. We got a couple of more people too. If I see them in the chat, I'll make sure I give them a shout out. As I do, but towards the end, I'll definitely let you know who they are. Can you give 2 to 3 methods of doing services as a middleman? Yeah. So, first of all, the middleman term, okay, some people have taken advantage of it, but let's say something like IT. So, I am a middleman to cybersecurity contracts. The first process is you got to understand you're not the person doing the work. So when we're talking middleman, it's saying, okay, well, in order to get through the loophole, my company has to be doing the work, not Travis. So there's a cybersecurity contract right here. And, I want to go after it and do it. I have relationships over there, or maybe I've done my market research ahead of time. There's some reason why a company wants to work with me to make this happen on that cybersecurity side. Something like lawn care or cleaning is a whole lot easier. I don't know why I chose cybersecurity to explain this, but I'm going to stick with the cybersecurity. So let's say in the contract it says that it needs 10 personnel to work on the contract. Well, if you only got one person working the contract and you're the prime of the contract, well, that's a pass through because you're only working 90%, 10% of the contract, and 90% of the rest of it is being funneled through another business to perform. So what I could do is, have that relationship with that other business and go, okay, well, we need 10 personnel. You help me find the 10. 6 of them are going to come work under my company and go through my payroll, right? I'm going to control this show. The other 4, they're going to go through your payroll. So now you can't tell me that my company's not doing the work because I'm paying for it, right? Like they're my employees. That means that we are now doing the service of the business. Travis didn't have to do the service of the business, but the employees of the company needed to do the service. So that's a way that you could get through those terms right there. But there's things like, snow plowing, right? I don't need if I just needed a truck or two and I got a company that got the 2 trucks, I don't need to have the truck, okay? And it's probably words in that contract to let you know, essentially, you're not going to get slapped on the wrist or anything because you're not the person driving the truck or any employees are driving the truck. They get that. So you can middleman through that directly by having them have the 2 trucks and you never own any of it. But all of it will come to that physical contract that you're going to read. It will tell you what's legal and what's not legal. All right. But those are ways that you could middleman a service-based contract. I'm new to this government contracting space. Is there a difference between government contracting and trucking government contracting? Absolutely not. Not at all. And shout outs to Deshanti answering that. Nope. Has absolutely no difference. Once you're registered to work with the government, it's all a different industry. So, the way that trucking contracts read won't be the same way that a cybersecurity contract read. They won't have the same requirements, right? Because it's 2 different industries. But once you get in the system, I can do a trucking contract and I can do a cybersecurity contract all under the same company if I want to, because there's nothing that can stop that but ourselves. All right. But absolutely no, don't. And that's what I hate about this space is too many words, right? And the more words brings on different definitions and it ends up making you doubt yourself. But no, by all means, once you get registered in this thing, you can get popping. I'm getting into trucking and just wanted to know if I apply for government contracts as well. Yeah. And remember this too, guys. The government is just a customer to your business. So, they're actually hoping that you already know how to run and operate your business, right? The government's not in the business of paying you to build the business. They're expecting that you already know how to run and operate a business. They're just a customer that needs your services or your products. You can sell any service or any product to this customer, no matter who you are. You can sell soap to this customer one day, and you can sell firefighting services to them the next. It is a possibility. Will you be able to be successful like that? I don't know. That's a different story. But by all means, you could do anything. What I will tell you though is you shouldn't name your company like MH Logistics. Well, now you're telling me that your company is just a logistics company. So why should I give you a contract in cybersecurity when you told me in the name of the company that you're MH Logistics? Now I could spin logistics in a different way, but I'm just telling you guys that because majority of you guys put what you do in the name of your company. And I mean, you essentially scare everybody else out of, other capabilities that you could do because the name of the company. So be mindful of that. I appreciate you, DeShanti, for answering those questions as they were coming in. See if I dropped anything else. Rewatch the lives on a daily basis as you get things started. Yeah, that's pretty smart. Guys, I got a ton of information right here on YouTube. And again, for those of you that can't afford services that I got, just get on YouTube and ask your questions. And as you can see, I sit here and answer them. I just don't answer them on my own time. So free services is done right here on this live. Outside of that, don't you DM me, don't comment, get yourself frustrated, because I'm letting you know Travis pro bono time ends when I end this live. Let's start doing cool. Don't think I see any more questions. Cool. All right, all the questions got answered. Once again, I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. Don't forget, join our community that we got going on. I got a bunch of programs going on too, so try to keep up with everything that I got. You don't need to access all of the stuff that I talk about. What I will tell you is to remember this site right here, TravisKnows.com. That's Travis, KNOWS.com. You can always come here and find things that we got going on, whether you need funding, if you need money. We have access to funding with one of our partners right here. I'm not the funder. They are, so you could actually build with them. But I utilize them. They're real good. We're working with small businesses. If you need your books in order, chances are you're not going to survive if you don't have books. So QuickBooks is the tool that I utilize. And again, I share the things that I use. I highly advise you to manage your money correctly and never, ever spend your own money on things. Cut up that bank card and instead use a credit card and then pay the credit card off after you spend the money. Not months later, but right after you spend it. But we get points for stuff like this. So I advise you to get your Amex card, especially because you're about to be traveling all around the United States. So you can build these relationships. And Amex, whether you believe it or not, when you see all these people living a luxury lifestyle thinking that they're spending a bunch of money. Well, guys, honestly, they just ran ads on their Amex credit card. So now they have points and they're just living off of their points. So you need to learn how to take advantage of things like that. That's right here. For the books that I read, you could get my reading list. And again, programs, our community, things that we got going on, it could all be located on TravisKnows.com. And last but not least, I do have a program that I always keep forgetting to mention called the MiddleMans Club. I highly advise you guys. Why schedule a consultation call with me? I don't know. People still schedule the consultation calls. I have no problem. You want to get your question answered right now. I know why you would get the consultation call. But this program is cheaper than my consultation call, and you'll be able to meet with me at max 4 times a month for at least an hour where, I help you with your issues. So you'll get on our team calls. It's called the Middleman Club. And we got 2 different levels of it. If you just want to do government contracting, we have a government contracting Middleman's Club. If you want to perfect your middleman sales game and learn how to sell other people's products, courses, services on the internet, then by all means, that's going to be your regular Middleman's Club. If you'd like to be in both, become an elite Middleman's Club person and you'll be a part of these calls. We meet the 2nd and 4th week of every month, Mondays and Wednesdays. One's in the morning, one's in the evening. So you can make sure you're a part of it, whether you are a morning person or an evening person. Hopefully you're both, so you can get on these calls. What you will be surprised at is the price point. For the regular Middleman's Club is $59 a month. For the GovCon is $79.99 a month, and for both is $99 a month. My 30-minute consultation call is $99 for 30 minutes. This is why I'm advising you guys, join this MiddleMans Club, and it's better than my consultation calls. And I sit there and answer your questions for exactly what you need on these calls. You can go to MiddleMans with a S club.com and get yourself registered for that program. I hope to see you over in there. I think this is the best program that I got to offer, just FYI, by the way. All right, guys, outside of that, again, I love you all. I appreciate you guys for hanging out here with me today. I appreciate all the money signs that got dropped. That's the only way that I understand that you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. Don't forget, we got tons of information sitting on our YouTube channel. If you truly want to stay up to date with my thoughts and ideas, I advise you to follow me over here on Instagram, Official Travis Davis. I try to put in my stories the thoughts and ideas that are going through my mind so you can stay up to date with those as well. Don't forget, we are here Tuesday through Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time Zone, so make sure that you lock it into your schedule. And I will see all of you guys back here tomorrow. Oh, and before I get off, I told you we do have other support. I didn't see them in the chat, but shout outs to Simone. She's another admin in the community, as well as Courtney. Courtney's another admin in the community. He actually goes live here on Mondays at 7 p.m. And then we got my little guy right here, Nike. He's an admin into the community as well, so shout outs to him. But outside of that, that's all that I got for you guys. I love you all. I hope that y'all have an amazing night, and I will see you all back here tomorrow. This will cut off when the music cuts off. Y'all have a blessed night.
It's just different.
Yeah. You already know what it is. Pure money, baby. I keep a couple in the bag, homie, I ain't gotta brag. Even when the hater try to doubt me, I just got another contract. Watch the dollars follow back. Let me tell you one thing about me. Said I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Okay, I like my money pure. I said I like my money pure. Oh no, I like my money pure. The bag is secure. Yeah, I like my money pure. I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Come and hang with the gang. Get some free game added to your mainframe. Gotta keep your mind sharp, we gotta maintain. And it's even better when the squad on